witnessed a friendly invasion. Thousands of American airmen armed to the teeth with bubble gum and nylons, and squadrons of these, the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. The B-17 became the symbol of America's war efforts in Europe. The 8th Army Air Force, based in Britain, had 2/3 of its bomb groups equipped with the Fortress, ready to strike in daylight right at the heart of Germany's industry. The F and G marks of the B-17 were to lead the daylight assault, even though the Luftwaffe was going to do everything it could to stop them. As far as the 8th Air Force were concerned, the B-17 had 3 aces up its sleeve. There was the supercharger attached to the Wright Cyclone engines, which meant it could fly as high as 30,000 feet. There was 13 of these .5-inch guns sticking out of various bits of its bulky body. That's why it's called the Flying Fortress. And then finally up there in the nose, there was the highly accurate Norden bomb sight, which meant that it didn't have to fly dangerously low to deliver its deadly cargo. The Fortresses would fly in a special box formation for mutual defence. Every member of the 10-man crew, apart from the 2 pilots, had guns to operate. But the Germans found a chink in the armour. They attacked head-on, exposing the pilots to withering fire. But the worst job of all on a B-17 must have been ball turret gunner. Some poor little guy, and believe me, I mean little, had to spend the entire mission strapped into there. Without any fighter escort, the Fortress crews fought their way through what became epic air battles, like those over Schweinfurt and Regensburg. These raids alone cost the Americans 60 Flying Fortresses, or 600 men. Of course, the very essence of a Flying Fortress is its ability to carry and deliver high explosives, which makes it apt that the bomb bay is right up here by the cockpit. And if, God forbid, you did get hit, well, this was also the best way out. Just drop off with your bombs. Things improved for the Americans from 1943 onwards, as increasing numbers of long-range fighters escorted the bombers to their targets. Casualties in the bomber groups dropped, while the Luftwaffe's dramatically increased. About 20 B-17s still fly today. Pilot Keith Sissons displayed Flying Fortresses in Britain for many years.
Well, compared with the modern airplane, the B-17 is different, simply because the little wheel is at the back, under the tail, instead of being at the front. And what it amounts to is the airplane wants to rather swing during takeoff and landing off to one side. When the crosswind is becoming limiting, the rudder is fully used. You have to resort then to using differential power on the engines. So the engines on the side of the airplane towards the wind, you have more power on those, and you gradually feed in the power on the downwind engines as you progress through the takeoff. It's a heavy airplane to handle, but originally, of course, its task was to fly at high level, 25,000 feet in a straight line to the target. Just snake a little bit, but you can fly it virtually hands-off and with just a touch, finger touch on the wheel for hours.
The handful of B-17s still flying operate as a tribute to the immense contribution that Boeing's great bomber made to the destruction of Germany's war industry. They also fly on in memory of the 55,000 young men of the American 8th Air Force who never lived to see the benefits of their success.
Chimps on Death Row. Horizon in 25 minutes on BBC 2.